Good morning to Glenn. Good morning to you. Good morning to Glenn. Good morning to you. Good morning. We're switched around. I can't hear you, Darlene. Did you mute yourself? There
Can you-
you go.
Okay.
I think.
You said
There
good
you go.
morning.
Oh, some rookie forgot to turn her phone down.
Oh, I thought it was mine.
Oh, it's mine. Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you. Good morning to Destiny. Good morning to you. Hey, Dust, you want to come in?
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy Fat Tuesday.
What's that mean? Other than they're going to have a big fat parade and
Fat Tuesday in the Catholic faith is obviously the night before, the day before Ash Wednesday, and the what I understand, how I understand it, is that it was the day that they used up all of their yeast and meat and things before Lent started, because during Lent they would not eat meat or leavened bread. So they would use up all of that stuff and have a big feast on Fat Tuesday.
that's right. I forgot about that in the Bible, Old Testament.
Yeah. Good morning
Um,
to Sonia. Good morning to you. Good morning to Sonia. Good morning to you. Good
Good
morning,
morning, son.
Sonia.
Good morning. Now, so the Catholics, um, you guys celebrate a certain way, but it's also it's the Jewish religion. It's a Jewish
Right,
devout
right,
Jews. Okay, I have some Jewish.
right. That is part of the Jewish faith that the Catholics still do, is the whole Lent preparation. You know, we fast on Ash Wednesday and abstain from meat on Fridays during Lent, and practice almsgiving and prayer in preparation for, thank you, Sonia, in preparation for celebrating the passion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Uh,
it's
Now I have some devout. Um, well, they do all the Jewish customs, but on Christmas they st- they said they still ride around, look at Christmas lights. So they're
mhm,
not to where they um, just don't acknowledge any of that.
right,
So,
right.
Sonia,
Good morning, Chris. Oh, good morning to you. Good morning, Chris. Oh, good morning to you.
good morning, Chris. Sonia, I think she toned her lipstick down. Uh huh. Because it was popping outside this morning when I saw it.
Yeah.
You toned it down, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It might just be fading a little bit. Be able to come in a bit. Okay, Jess, that would be awesome if you did.
Good.
Um,
Good morning, Chris.
yeah, I was gonna do my makeup with Darlene this morning, but she just wasn't up to it. So
Yeah,
I did my makeup by myself.
I have on big blue, and I am in the bed
Hmm.
trying to deal with this back. Tracy, did I ever show you that picture behind me and my sister? This is just a copy of the one that I started. I started it in 1980 and finished it a couple years ago.
Oh
That's
my goodness.
that's her senior portrait. Um, so and I did this whole thing about I call, oh my gosh, the dust.
Uh,
Those are not dust bunnies. Those are dust. I don't know. I don't know what they are, but I know it just got all over me. But I called it the um, let me see, 20 something year old portrait because
aw.
it took all that time for me to finish it.
Hmm.
So, oh, Chris, I was going to tell you, I was so glad that you came up Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Good morning, Denise in Washington County too. Good morning, Denise in Washington County too.
Good.
Chris, that was very nice. I did go back and watch the replay because I was just totally slept through the morning show. And I did go back and watch the replay, and you did an amazing job. And I'm so glad you came in.
I know I was. I was too. Denise, I am so sorry I've not been up on um answering my text. Yesterday, you guys just, I guess you guys sent out the, what would you call it, the helicopters for us. Yes.
Yeah, I was getting messages periodically through the day. What's going on? Where was the show this morning? Even usually, because usually if you're under the weather, I try to come on. And yesterday, for those of you who weren't in the messages we were passing back and forth, that yesterday my husband got hurt early in the morning at work. He goes into work he starts work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he tripped over a mat and fell and hurt his knee and had to go to the doctor yesterday morning. And I was worried, being the wife who was stuck at home with no vehicle. I was worried that, what was going on at the doctor. And they just did an x-ray because it was a workers' comp doctor. So they did an x-ray and sent him back to work on sit down duty only for the week. But I think he hurt like ligaments or tendons or something in his knee because it's swollen and it's extremely painful. And he's not a low tolerance pain person. He tolerates pain pretty good. And he can hardly walk on that leg. It's hurting him so bad. And I just feel so bad for him. But what do you do?
Let me see. Denise's husband had surgery. Your husband
Mhm.
fell. You guys, I tweaked my back taking care of Bailey, and Bailey's okay now. Um, then we had something with another one of our, I call family members, you guys,
Mhm.
within our family here. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is it just an attack? And I mean, it just basically knocked all of us out of commission yesterday.
Sonia was going to send the helicopters if we weren't on today. Yeah, thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. We were all a little bit dealing with stuff and was kind of crazy. Good morning to Wanda. Good morning to you. Good morning to Wanda. Good morning to you.
And prayers was good. Good morning, Wanda. We kind of were praying one for another yesterday,
Exactly.
all weekend, really.
Good morning to Judy. Good morning to you. Good morning to Judy. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Judy. I just figured out what was missing. I'm not clapping, but you guys, I'm holding my coffee.
Yeah, you're holding your coffee and you're laying in bed, so I'll clap for you. Good morning, Leticia. Let me try that again. Good morning, Leticia. Good morning to you. Good morning, Leticia. Good morning to you. There you go.
I don't know. Stick to the singing. Stick to
Uh,
the singing. If one of them comes in and say, "Where's my clap?" I'll set my coffee down.
yeah, Denise, there was a lot of praying going on yesterday between all of us dealing with stuff. Just life. Life hit us all yesterday,
I mean,
but
yeah, for every one of us. Every one of us.
just have to turn our prayers to the Lord and hope everything works out.
Oh, bless her.
Aw, Sonia, that's so sweet.
Yay. Uh,
Aw, happy birthday to your brother, Denise.
you guys, a praise report. Bailey's fine. she had hookworms, and it took her down real quick, real quick. But I'm blessed that that's all it was. I was sitting at the vet's office praying, Lord, please don't let that heartworm come back
Mhm.
positive. And it didn't. It was fine. And you guys, because I always think the worst. I always
Mhm.
go for worst case scenario. I guess I try to be positive, but with some things I just go to that worst case scenario.
Mhm. I do too. That's the problem, that when Wright was at the doctor and I didn't have any way to go to be there with him, I just sit at home and worry that, oh my gosh, it's really bad. And, he's not going to be able to drive and the car's at work. And what are we going to do? But he ended up being able to drive. It's his left leg that he hurt. I didn't know which leg, even, I guess, at the beginning. And
Well, what would you guys have done if he couldn't have driven?
I would have had to have Jimmy take me out there or something, and I
Can
would
you
have had to drive the car back home.
can you still drive?
I have a license and technically I can drive. I just medically I shouldn't because of the medication I take, but I do still have a valid driver's license and I've kept that for that specific reason, so that just in case of an emergency, especially, that I'm not illegal driving. It's just not, if I were to get in an accident or something and they wanted to drug test me, then I would probably be charged with driving under the influence because of the medications that I take. But
I'm laughing at Denise. Oh,
yeah,
Denise.
Alvin's driving her crazy.
Denise.
That's a good thing then, that his spirit is getting back to Spunky Alvin.
Yeah, and I got to talk to him.
Hmm.
Talked to him the other night. I feel
Sonia said she's been dealing with hookworm a lot this year with her animals.
yeah, they it is a bad thing because it can take your dog. I was afraid she had parvo again, and Casey said, "Well, Mom, she can't get parvo, but see, they can get it up to 2 years old."
Hmm.
I had a bulldog. She had all of her shots, and she was about a year old, and she got a bad case of parvo. And I was like, "But I did everything right." And I
Hmm.
think it did something to her, because she had one litter of puppies. They all died. She had another one. Only one lived, but either the vet did something to try to sterilize her because she was a pit. It was
Hmm.
she was a pit mixed with boxer,
Oh, yeah.
and the vet kept telling me that she would turn on me, she'd turn on the kids, she would do this, this, and this. Um, she never did, but she was not a people dog. She was just us.
Hmm.
She was not good around children, except my children.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but she just got to where she didn't have any more, which was good. But
Hmm.
that's why I told Casey, I said, it seems like parvo. I said, they can get it again. But at least you got that. You guys, I'm not going to say it right. Listernia, listeria is some kind of long word
Hmm.
that is passed around. It almost acts like parvo, but it'll kill them. It's something that wild animals in the yard can pass around.
Oh.
If you have possums and raccoons in the yard,
Hmm.
armadillos, we have all of the above.
Hmm.
Oh, Leticia, my back's out of whack. and that's why I have on big blue. And yeah, no makeup, I look like crap. So
You don't look like your normal self, that's for sure.
thank you for putting that nicely. Oh my goodness. But I told you guys, um, okay, I told you guys that it's not a vanity thing
hmm
that no telling what I look like.
Yeah, but I'm glad you came in with me though. I know you're not feeling up to par, but it is difficult for me to carry on a conversation if I don't get somebody on the panel and to help me hold the conversation.
Yeah.
Aw, Leticia said you don't look well.
Oh, thank you, Leticia. Yeah. Well, and it's not that head cold or anything like that.
It's
It's
just back pain.
yeah, so as long as I'm sitting like this and not trying to get up off the bed, I mean, it's twinging. Oh my goodness, you guys, what did I fix, Denise? I fixed some bacon and eggs and grits and toast the other night, and
hmm
I forget what I was listening to, and it was oh, I know. It was a country song that's very improper for a Christian to listen. Oh, I think it was "The Bottle Let Me Down" or something, I don't know.
hmm
Um, but you guys, I just got my dance on. Yeah, the weather, yes, Leticia. Um, Me and Denise, we've had, it's up and down the weather, raining, cold, cold rain, um, hot. But you could ask Denise, boy, I was just spunked and got my dance on, and I can't dance, but Denise
hmm
got to see me. Oh
We
my,
had yesterday, it was warm yesterday here. Today it is above freezing, and tonight it is supposed to start snowing and snow all the way through till like Friday. That is
that,
just crazy.
I just saw on the Weather Channel. Let me see what the weather is here. I just saw on the Weather Channel they're talking about the lake being over full.
Oh, yeah. Lake Michigan is at record high water levels, and we're having a lot of problems with homes that are on the lake shore. And some of them are, like summer homes for families that have been in the family for generation, and they're falling into their having to be demolished because the erosion on the lake shore is so bad that they're starting to fall into the lake, and it's terrible. I feel so bad for them because some of the people who live on right on the lakeshore like that have the money to reinforce the bank and put up stuff to help keep their house safe and sound, basically, or move it back, which costs money. But some of these families, it's been like their cottage that's been in their family for generations and generations, and they don't have the money. And then they have the city or the county or whatever is penalizing them basically and telling them they have to tear it down, and then they
Oh,
have to pay for someone to come tear it down and haul away all the material because they don't want it to fall in the lake because then that's pollution in the lake. It's a bad thing for people right now, and it it's it's like in the news every day.
um, good
Good morning, Darlene B. Good morning to you. Good morning, Darlene B. Good morning to you.
good morning, darling. I'm amazed when it shows the what they call them ice flows.
Oh yeah.
When the ice starts pushing and pushing and growing,
hmm
those amaze me because it looks like a horror movie. like
Yeah.
like the Blob back in the day.
Yeah. That's the other thing, that the weather has been unusually warm this winter. So the lake is like, normally we would have at least 50% of the lake would be frozen by this time of year. And it's not. It's like very small percentage. I couldn't tell you what it is exactly right now, but mostly like the bay by over by Green Bay in Wisconsin, that's frozen, but and a little bit way up by the Straits of Mackinac, but otherwise it's like all open water. And so it's just been a really strange winter for us this year.
Same here, Sonia. It is today, right now it's 59 with 98 humidity.
Yeah,
It's supposed to drop to 48. And then tomorrow it's going to be back down in the 30s. And then Thursday back in the 30s. So
that's crazy.
it is.
I know. And then, like, see, she said that they've had a really strange summer in Australia. Good morning to Laura. Good morning to you. Good morning to Laura. Good morning to you.
Okay,
Laura, Fat Tuesday is the day before Ash Wednesday, and in the Catholic faith, talks about how people back in the day would cook all their yeast and all of their meat because they abstained from meat entirely during Lent and ate only unleavened bread during Lent. And that is that is the celebration of Fat Tuesday. They made punchkis was one of the things that they made with the leftover animal fat and yeast and stuff. So that's where the punchkis came from. But oh, excuse me.
see, Dee Dee, Laura Beth, I put my coffee cup down to clap for you. Oh,
Yep. See, and you remember the good morning to Bite Me, and I don't like that name. Good morning, and welcome to our stream.
yes, welcome, welcome. Yes, I had to put my coffee cup down. I'm in here in the dark.
And Bite Me, I do agree that it does seem to be like even in New Orleans, but it also there was always a joke going around when I was growing up, because this area where I live is very Christian Reformed and very conservative. And they would always say that the Catholics would be, they drink and smoke on Saturday and go to mass on Sunday, so to speak. So that's the same type of thing, that they celebrate Fat Tuesday and eat all the food Fat Tuesday so that they can abstain and pray and do for the poor and do for the underprivileged for the next 6 weeks of Lent.
Well, we're supposed to renounce sin every day because we know we sin every day. But
Right.
where I'm in the Bible Belt, so people would say, well, the Baptists can do what they want to all week, and then they go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays. But that
Hmm.
can be said for anybody.
That can be true for any denomination in reality. I mean, like we've talked about before, that I think sometimes we need to, I think all the time, we need to look at what we have in common first and then worry about what we don't have in common down the road. But we have so much more in common in believing in the same God. They can keep their fat.
Dee,
You go, Dee Dee.
my husband brought me home a candy bar yesterday. Um, um, oh my goodness, Three Musketeers. It wasn't just one, and it's the double one. So it's like two. So I
Mhm.
ate those, and then what did he do? Mm-mm. I wasn't even thinking about nothing. Then he gives me the rest of his peanut M&Ms. I'm like, really? I've been doing good all day because I was in the.
Mhm.
I mean, I wasn't in the kitchen. I was in the bedroom. That's what Casey wants to do is read the Quran just to compare as well.
I think that, yeah, I think that there's a lot of times that, right, that Christians, Protestants are Christians, and there's the whole. I think it's most important to always focus on what we believe the same. We believe in one God. You know, there are so many things we have in common with every Christian denomination and every religion. And I think you should always have an open mind, and that should never criticize somebody else's beliefs and religion as being wrong, but
Well,
be open minded that they have a right to believe the way and worship the way that they want to worship.
and I don't think it was the Christians and Protestants. I think it was the Protestants and Catholics that
It
Holy
was.
War that went through that
Yep.
was terrible.
When there was the Calvin split. Good
Absolutely.
morning, Danielle. Good morning to you. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning to you.
It's your birthday. It's her birthday.
It's your birthday. Good morning and a happy birthday.
I'm on. Yeah, Tracy.
You're
No,
right, bite me. But yeah, I think that every religion has their own way of doing certain things, but in the overall scheme of things, we all believe in the same God. Good morning, AJC Magic. Good morning to you. Good morning, AJC Magic. Good morning to you.
good morning, Jesse Magic. Good morning. I just got a honeydew list from my honey.
That's kind of hard when you're down in the dumps with your back hurting you.
Well, it's I need to send off the money for the um stuff we got off Sandy's auction.
Oh.
I got a real pretty look, nobody was even going $10. It was on they was gonna pass on it. And I said, baby, say $10. Put $10. Oh, and it started bidding.
Mm-hmm.
I just finally said, I had said $20 getting that. But and Sandy said, "Yep." And start with, she didn't know it was me saying it over his shoulder. She said, "Yep, Darlene loves her copper." Um, the earrings. It wasn't for the earrings. It was for a very pretty bracelet that is copper, brass, and I think silver
Mm-hmm.
interwoven. And then Cindy put in her heart because all goes to Cricket.
Right.
She put in one of her antique heart necklace, the silver, and I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh! So that's probably why people start bidding even. I
Sometimes
don't.
it just takes one person to start a bid, and then one person to be the first one, and then people jump in.
Then I done got all up in it, looking over his shoulder, and then some of the women got in bidding wars, and I told Keith, I told you these jewelry women are vicious,
Mm-hmm.
vicious. But I was worried about Sandy. I don't know if any of you guys watched the auction, but Sandy got real sick of it. You know,
Oh.
yeah. Cindy had to call the next door neighbors and
Call Kent.
call Kent, and so yeah,
Oh my goodness.
we was very worried, very worried. Um,
Yeah, I am so grateful that she has good friends that live right next door, because otherwise, being out there where she lives by herself, that would be very concerning at times when she hasn't been well, you know?
well, it just made me think of when Mama was on the computer in her hangout one night, and we had somebody call, and they said, "Darlene, go check on Fran." And I said, "Keithan, check on your mama," because she was sitting there and become unresponsive, but they could hear her breathing.
Uh-huh.
And we had
Oh
to.
my goodness. Denise said Sandy said she thought she was dying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. That would scare me to death.
Yes, it was awful. Um, but yeah, so we took Mama to the hospital, and she's in the hospital for a week. So you guys, everything was like her blood sugar was bottomed out, her kidneys were almost shutting down. It was a
Hmm.
bunch of stuff, and it had not been for her being in that hangout and that friend of hers knowing how to get in
To
touch
get a
with her.
hold of you guys. Yeah.
So that's why we all need somebody that we can call.
Hmm. Otherwise we have
So
to otherwise we send out the helicopters, and that doesn't always work the same way as when you actually can get a hold of somebody that can physically go and check on somebody. That is a little scary. I hope she's okay. I did get a message from her yesterday wondering what happened to the live stream yesterday morning. So I hope that everything's okay with her. Denise, you're a special part of our lives too.
you sure are, Denise.
You're a
And
special lady.
you guys, Friday, I won't even lie. Friday, I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? Where's my ladies? All my ladies are gone. Oh my goodness. Not a lady.
I was going to message you, and I had gotten up with Ryan, but I went back to bed because I was feeling so crappy.
Good morning. Uh, look at
Good morning, Glenn. Are you just coming back? Good morning. Oh, my
Craig.
brain is functioning.
Craig.
Craig. Good morning to Craig. Good morning to you. Good morning to Craig. Good morning to you. And
I was
thanks for the song back, Glenn.
I was sitting there looking at Glenn's thing, thinking, okay, okay.
Thanks, Leticia. We understand.
Yeah, you guys, I sent a helicopter out to on Tracy Friday.
Yeah. I slept until, oh my goodness, almost noon.
Mm-hmm. That's about time that you responded.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying a lot of you guys, even not on, even if we're not here, everybody knows. If you I think most of us, we are on Facebook and
Mhm.
know that we can check on one another.
Mhm. Yeah, that was crazy because I mean, and normally if I'm asleep, there are some notifications that I hear, but not all. But apparently I didn't hear anything. I must have been sleeping hard
Well,
after I went to work.
I said I was going to call, and Casey said, "Mom, don't you call her because I am sure she is sick or should be on with you, and it would make me mad if I was sick and somebody kept calling me." I said, "Okay."
Aw. You could have called. Good morning, Lizanne. Good morning to you. Good morning, Lizanne. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. Tracy, Darlene, everybody in the chat, everybody that's listening. Good to see everybody.
Please tell me I'm
Good
beautiful,
to see you.
Roseanne.
Excuse me?
Please tell me I'm beautiful.
Well, you are. You're a daughter of the king. You're a
You're
princess.
always beautiful,
Wait,
Darlene.
let me fix my crown.
Beautiful inside and out. There you go.
How are you
Good
today?
morning. Oh, I'm doing okay. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning to you. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning to you.
Aw,
How are
thank you.
you?
I
You're
love you
welcome.
too.
I'll do
I
you a
love you.
one clap. Clap, clap.
Oh, I'm in slow motion, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've still
Yeah.
got the wind kicked out of me, just yeah, it's just
Good morning, Paul Michael. Good morning to you. Good morning, Paul Michael. Good morning to you.
thank you everyone for the nice sweet remarks on Facebook and on Facebook Messenger and everything. My family does appreciate it. We all go through time periods like this, and
Right.
so we know what it's like, and
Mm-hmm.
we were blessed to have him for 93 years,
Now, do the
Right.
people in the chat
and
know?
I'm sorry,
Do the people in the chat know?
I don't know. I guess I should say my husband's, well, so I should say my father-in-law passed away this past Saturday. It was yes, he was 93 years old, but still it was sudden because he wasn't having any problems
Mm-hmm.
per se. The we had been over to his house Thursday night for our usual visit, and everything was fine. So Friday morning, he gets up and he goes to get coffee from my brother-in-law, like they do every day, and brings that by. And when he gets there, he tells my sister-in-law that he was short of breath, and she says, "Oh, okay." She says, "So what do you want to do?" He says, "I don't know yet." So he I think he drank his coffee and everything, and he says, I think they decided that he needed to go to the ER. So she took him to this to the ER that used to be a hospital, and um, they kept him for a while, and they transferred him to the ER at the only hospital in the area now,
Mm-hmm.
or not the area, but in our town now.
Right.
Um, so they kept him in ER for, well, I guess he got there about 12 or 12:30, and then about he was in the ER till 9 o'clock that night or 10 o'clock that night, and we finally got to see him then. And well, actually, we were there before he got moved out of the ER. That's true. Anyway, um, but they took him to his room and everything, and he got settled, and we visited, and everybody said their goodbyes, and told him we loved him and everything, and uh, talked about who was coming the next morning and what time they were getting there and all that kind of stuff. So he knew that everybody was coming the next day, and
Mm-hmm.
um, so Gene, my husband, gets there first, and he gets there just after he passed.
Aw.
Um, he basically he slept through the night. He woke up, and then after a little bit, he started having his vitals started doing some unusual things. So the nurses were in there checking on him and trying to, resolve whatever it was. Um, and he just died quietly, peacefully. If you had a choice as to how to die, that's probably the best way,
Exactly.
just,
Exactly.
and he was such a live, a vibrant person in that he was very active still in everything. He still could drive himself around town. He didn't drive at night. That was by his choice, which was probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he lived independently in his home, and the family went by and visited him, and that sort of thing. But anything he needed to do, he did. He took himself to the doctor. took himself to the store, and
Mhm.
uh, he had a little bit of forgetfulness, but I mean, at 93, what do you expect?
Right.
Um, he was such a great guy. Overall, um, he served his country in World War II, and um, the uh, he worked at one of the local plants, and um, he used to do television repairs. He had a television repair business out of his home, and that was such a blessing to so many because he had reasonable fees. Not everybody could
Mhm.
afford, you know, uh, the 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 bench prices at the TV stores and such and whatnot. So he helped a lot of people with that. He um, in the late 70s he installed a couple of solar panels on his garage, uh, and set up a solar water heater system for his home, which is still working. And he saved, I don't know how much money, by
Mhm.
saving the power to the electricity for that. And he started he was involved in a what do you call it, radio controlled airplane club. He started one in his garage
Mhm.
back in the 50s, and which grew to become a different uh, club locally. And he flew radio controlled aircraft, for the most part, over his almost his entire lifetime. In fact, he was doing drones right there. He had some little drones that he'd fly in his house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He
Oh
was
my
a
goodness.
very smart man, and just always on the edge of the leading edge of things.
Mhm.
He used to install satellite TV systems for people, and who didn't want cable but they wanted all the channels. At that time,
Mhm.
if you had the satellite TV system, uh, you could get it for free for a while, and then they started doing subscriptions like the cable companies. But he uh, so that saved people a lot of money, and he let's see, there was something else I was going to say.
But that's amazing that he grew with the
He'd built
times.
computers for people, before they were so commonly where you could walk in and buy them for such a good price. Now, it used
Mhm.
to be you'd have to pretty much buy all the components and put it together.
Mhm.
He used to do all that, and he just he was always on top of the latest things, and always learning, and always trying new things. He just probably the reason why his mind lasted, was so good, for
Mhm.
so long.
That's amazing.
You just, you know, everybody has faults and comebacks, slights and things about them in their character. But he was just a great guy.
Mhm.
He was a good father, a good husband. Uh, I was so blessed to have him for a father-in-law, my mother-in-law too, and thankfully Jean was too. We were both brought up in homes that were normal,
Mhm.
and we didn't have those mother-in-law jokes or father-in-law jokes or things like
Right.
that people have, because it didn't apply. It
Mhm.
wasn't like that. But anyway, it he's we miss him, and it
Mhm.
just, like I said, it was, yes, at 93, that sometime or another, yeah, they're gonna go, but it was just like there wasn't any.
No real
It just
warning. It
happened.
just
No,
happened.
no
Yeah.
warning at all. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, if you're gonna go, I guess that's the best way.
Right.
So, but
Good morning to Kevin. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kevin. Good morning to you. Um, since you can't see the chat, I do want to tell you that Craig was saying that, I mean, Glenn was saying that he has someone that comes into his work who's 95 and still drives.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is
Yep.
amazing.
It's
But can you
uh
imagine? Can you remember when you did get somebody to come in and fix your TV? It wasn't, oh, throw it away and get us
And get a
another
new
one.
one.
You had
Yeah,
to order.
exactly.
We didn't
yeah,
have 3 or 4 TVs in the house. We had that
right,
one TV.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
he
can
was
remember when we got, I mean, I'm old enough that I remember getting our first colored TV in the house.
yeah, that
So,
too. Yeah.
you know,
They were
my
huge.
kids think I'm insane. They're like, oh my gosh, mom, you're older than dirt. You remember having only a black and white TV? I'm like, yeah. And for years, getting up and walking across the room to change between the 3 channels we actually could get on our TV.
Right,
But you had to get up and walk across the room to change the channel. It didn't just have a remote.
right. The human remote.
Do you
Yep.
remember the extra wide stereo systems that
Oh
actually
yeah, that's
sounded
yeah.
good?
As a matter of fact, my father-in-law still has one of those.
Yeah.
It's beautiful cabinetry.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was a big deal. The cabinets were a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were
you
like a
know,
beautiful piece of furniture. I
yes,
mean,
they were. Yes, they were. And the real wood.
mm-hmm.
Just really awesome. Um, yeah, he had a well, they had a what one system that had the stereo system and a television all in
Mm-hmm.
this cabinet, and you could close the doors and everything, and it was a really nice system. In fact, um, they still have that piece of furniture is still there, although I think the radio and stereo still work, but nobody ever uses them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a nice piece of furniture to have to, we put the tree on it and
Mm-hmm.
and decorate for Christmas there, and it's just it was a different time.
Yep. Sure was.
Yeah. Of course, those cathode ray tubes, was a lot of the reason why it was a piece of furniture is because you had to protect that tube from getting damaged,
Mm-hmm.
and um, that that was a deep uh,
Mm-hmm.
deal with that conical shape and all and everything. But yeah, he did do house calls on the TV stuff uh, for a while, but he worked shift work as well, at the plant. So
Mm-hmm.
he mostly after a point, I think he just had everybody, just bring it to his home, to his shop, and
Yeah.
and
I mean, he was definitely a hardworking man. Sonia
yes, he
said
was.
one of her friends' dad is 94 and still drives. He drove all the way from Sydney to Melbourne just to visit his son.
Wow, wow.
Wow.
Now my father-in-law did not like to drive distances like that by himself. He would
Right.
he would rather not.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how
at this point, but
typically, yeah, as you get up there
but
in
if he
years.
had to, he would.
Right.
If he had to, he would. But yeah, yeah. So we're having the challenges of my Gene is the executor of the estate, so um, we're just getting started with all that, and
Mm-hmm.
of course, with everything like in those lines, you need a death certificate to
Mm-hmm.
be able to have things turned off or
Right.
switch names or whatever on accounts, and like the lighting or electric or the not the phone, but the
Mm-hmm.
gas and such as that cable. So you don't just you can't
Right.
just do it. Y'all all know
That's a
that.
lot of work. It is a lot of work. My best friend's husband, he is an amazing man, and in 1 year he lost his mother, his wife, and his only living sibling, his
Oh my.
sister. So he had 3 estates at one point that he was trying to wrap up all at the same time.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
and bless him, he managed to get it all handled, but what a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. That's bad.
Mhm. Well, and
Yeah.
it was like they were still wrapping up his mother's estate when his wife passed. And
Oh.
then, she was obviously still a part of, listed as a recipient of some of the benefit of the first will, and it
Mm-hmm.
just ended up being a whole jumbled mess at one point. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Once his sister passed, then his sister didn't, was not married and had no children. So everything, his sister's share of his mother's estate then reverted back to him. And
Wow.
it just was crazy stuff. But that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I will be praying for Gene, as that is a lot of work to handle all of that
Thank you.
stuff, and that's a lot of.
Well, he has moral support from me, of course, and his brother, and
Hmm.
he talks to his brother about the stuff. So
That helps.
um, a few years back, his other brother passed unexpectedly, and his daughter, only child, is 24,
Hmm.
going to be 25 this year, I guess. And unfortunately, her mom passed as well.
Hmm.
So she's alone over there, but she is his heir. Um, so we're trying to keep her informed, and she happens to live in Germany. That's where she was born and raised, and
Hmm.
but she speaks English and German.
Oh,
And
you talked about
she
her
was
before. Yeah.
yeah, she was here last year um, for 3 months actually, and I think she left to go back to Germany about the time just after I had started coming on the morning with y'all.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's so we've been trying to keep in touch with her and keep her informed as to what's going on. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
she's not going to be able to come,
Hmm.
which can't. It's hard to get a flight at the drop of a hat at a reasonable price, which is
Right,
impossible.
especially international.
Yeah, and so um, I guess if she has to come over here for anything to do with the estate, she'll be able to. But it's just if we can do it long distance, we're going to try to do
Right,
it that way, of course.
right,
Just to make it easier on her, because with her work and all, you can't just leave.
right. You
She's
can't
got a
just
lot of
drop
commitment.
everything and go.
Right. She's got a lot of commitments there, and people depending on her there. Her
Hmm.
fiance's family really depends on her a lot because of their health issues.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's but God is good. He's carrying us through, and
Absolutely.
we're all thankful for the time we've had with him, and um, we're blessed. Uh, just
It's
just one of
still, I
those
mean,
things.
that's how I felt with my grandmother was,
Yeah,
she was in her 90s, and was a blessing to have a grandmother way into my adulthood, that my own children were able to get to know and love my grandmother. But it's still a loss. Still a
yeah,
loss. We're
yeah.
thankful and grateful to have the time we had with her, but it's
Yes,
still a loss.
sure. Yeah, the other day, we were there. We would go on Sundays and Thursdays, and this past Sunday, I don't know how we got talking about World War II and where he was stationed and things like that, and how close he came to being, uh, sent somewhere else. That was
Hmm.
in right in the like he missed being on the ship that was part of the Normandy invasion
Hmm.
because he was in the hospital sick with like the flu or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
And so um he said that, well, I might have been one of the ones, driving one of the boats, because he was in the Navy, for the landing troops. But that was a
Hmm.
dangerous place to be too, because the Germans were shooting at the boats as much as the people on the beach. Um, so we were talking about how he narrowly escaped, death several times in
Right.
that situation. And I said, well, Dad, God just had a different plan for you in your
Right.
life. And he says, well, I sure don't know what it is. He says, I don't see any, I said, but think about it. I said, I said, there's more to being a husband and father than you realize. I said,
Right.
maybe you're thinking. I said, that might be what you thinking, that you just, worked out at the plant and that sort of thing. I said, but you helped a lot of people. And Jean was there too, and we were talking. I said, think about all the people that you helped with their televisions, for example, because
Mm-hmm.
not everybody could afford to get their TV fixed at the place, at the TV shop or the appliance center or whatever. I said, you made that affordable for a lot of people. I said, then there's
He touched their lives.
I said, look at your
No.
kids. I said that you have, your son, your youngest son he was in the armed forces. Both of your sons or your other sons, all of them were
Mm-hmm.
smart and
Yeah.
had good jobs and have good families. I said, look at your grandkids. I said, you've got
Mm-hmm.
a granddaughter who's a teacher. I said, she touches the lives of so many people in such a positive, good way. I
Right.
said, and then you've got, uh, you know, grandson that's an engineer and he helps people. And then your great granddaughter is going to be a nurse. She's going to be graduating in May. And just think
Mm-hmm.
of all the people that she's helping. I said, your life has has touched a lot of people's lives in one way or
Right.
another. I said, just
Right.
hadn't really. He says, oh, well, I guess so. I said,
Yeah.
well, I said,
Good morning, Michelle. Oh, and just Sandy too. Good morning, Michelle. Oh, and just Sandy too.
I think
Yeah,
people forget that. I
he's
said,
leaving
many
a
of the,
beautiful legacy and family members
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But think of all the people though, Liz Ann, when he went in their houses, by what you say, I'm sure when he went in
Hmm.
that so
Hmm.
think of all
Mhm.
he would talk to or chatted with,
Yeah,
you know.
Mhm.
yeah.
So, so all
He was
any of
active in his church, and he was Catholic. He
Mhm.
wasn't originally Catholic, but when he and my mother-in-law got married, he didn't become Catholic right away. He actually didn't become Catholic until my husband was born,
Mhm.
uh, or just before that, because they were baptized about the same time. When we got married. Uh, I chose to go ahead and just get married in the Catholic Church with him and
Mhm.
everything, because we could have gone to mine and the priest could have blessed the wedding, the marriage and all. But anyway, whenever we sent up, you have to have all these documents, your baptism, your uh,
Mhm.
particularly, and so my husband was born in Alaska because my father-in-law was stationed there at the time that he was born with the Marines at what is now the largest Coast Guard station in the United States, or maybe in the world.
Cool.
It's Kodiak, Alaska, and
Uh-huh.
it's a little island. And anyway, it was a naval base at that time, and so he was my father-in-law was baptized at the Catholic Church there, and so was my husband, and so
Uh-huh.
we sent off for my husband's baptismal certificate for the records for the marriage and everything,
Mhm.
and comes back and it's his dad's. They sent his dad's.
Oh, jeez.
Well, my husband is a junior.
Mhm.
Okay, so we call. Gene calls up there. Of course, this is in the '70s, and you don't just make a long
Right.
distance call
Long
to somebody.
distance back then was a big deal.
Yes, it was. And so he talks to the priest, and the priest says, "Well, how am I supposed to know? You just gave me a name." He says, "I'm sorry. I'll get it to you as soon as possible." Well, his baptismal record came in just in time.
Good thing.
Yeah, so God was, obviously in had things worked out, but yeah, and you don't think about those things,
Hmm.
but yeah, he was uh that he and Gene would go to church on Saturday afternoons
Hmm.
together, and so uh that was a big deal,
Yeah, that's
big
nice.
for both of them. So uh anyway, enough about me. How are you doing, darling?
Me?
Darlene's having a rough day.
Yeah, I gathered that. And you were sick last week, Tracy. How are you?
I'm
Doesn't sound right.
feeling better, and then Ryan got hurt at work yesterday morning. He hurt
Yeah,
his
I saw
knee.
that. Yeah.
They only did x-rays. I was saying earlier that I'm really concerned that he has tore some ligaments or tendons in his knee
Right.
because
Which is
he
not going to
is
show up
in
in an X-ray.
so much pain and he can hardly
Yeah.
walk.
Oh,
So we'll
okay.
see, I guess, what happens as the week
That
goes
sounds like he
on.
needs a more thorough
Yeah, I
exam,
think he
like
needs
an
a more
ultrasound or
thorough
something.
examination.
An ultrasound at least.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, I saw your
Ultrasound
the
report.
post uh, about that on in Messenger, and I've been praying for him and for
Thank you.
Darlene and for Denise's situation, and in general for everybody else that has been sharing their prayer concerns. So
Hmm. Been a
um,
crazy few days.
yes, it has.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I
has.
thought all of you guys left me Friday. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you were by yourself on Friday. That's true.
Mhm. Thank
And then
goodness for Chris O. He came on for a
Yeah.
while.
I you know, my thing's acting crazy. But you forget how hard it is how to just talk to people in the chat and not have
Yeah.
anybody on the panel.
Hmm.
To wing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different.
Denise looks very good. And how's your dad, Denise?
He's got to be, I mean,
Because your dad still looks very active and good.
Hmm.
83.
Wow.
wow.
He looks good for 83.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Good morning, Amber and Matt, too. Good morning to Amber and Matt, too.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's a bleary, icky day today. Again. It's supposed to be sunshiny, I think, tomorrow and the next day. But
We're
in the
supposed to
30s or
start
something like
getting
that.
snow tonight, and it's supposed to snow into the weekend. So
Oh boy.
it's been warm the last couple of days. So, of course, it's going to
Yeah.
get cold and snow.
We've been having liquid snow the last few days.
Well,
But
I appreciate the prayers. When did I have to go doctor today? And it was, to sleep, which is actually pain. It was so goodness to write that
if I turn the phone sideways, you know who's here.
Good morning, Jean.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Morning.
Good.
Good morning to
yeah, I
Jean. Good
appreciate the
morning to
prayers.
you. Good morning to Jean. Good morning to you.
Good morning. But yes, I felt the prayers, you guys. Casey did not have not one
Okay,
inch of
so I'll try to get on when I get home.
All
No
right.
promises there. I hope to make it.
All
love
right. Thank
you.
you, Liz. Love
Thank you
you.
guys, and thank you for your prayers and your support, everyone. We
And they will
really
continue.
we feel what.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And they will continue.
We love you
Thank you so
guys.
much, and God bless each and every one of you. your family, and your world. And I hope to get on when I get home, but
Okay.
I don't know. Depends on what's going on.
All right.
So, okay, love you
Understandable.
guys,
Thank
and
you.
again,
Love
thank you
you.
everyone for everything. Bye bye.
Love
Bye.
you. Bless her.
Aw.
Was it said that she was praying that Casey wouldn't have road rage?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
Trying to, but it's like I just slide on down.
Oh, you're not chopped liver, Sandy. I did see you, but when I first saw when I was watching the replay, and Darlene was by herself, I felt so bad, but then everybody came in. You are not chopped liver. I love you, Sandy.
Look, if you were calf's liver smothered with onions, whoo, that should, I don't know why everybody said what, chopped liver. There's certain liver I like. I don't eat it because I won't cook it. But Alvin, he was so when I talked to him, he was so up in spirits,
Mm-hmm.
very up in spirits. Who just had surgery. Sandy, how are you really feeling? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, for sure. Inquiring minds do want to know.
Sonia, no, ma'am. You are not going to catch me in a thunderstorm outside. Nope.
Mm-mm. Good morning to Will. Good morning to you. Good morning to Will. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. I put
She feels with her hands. But how are you feeling health-wise, Sandy?
She's probably thinking, "Bah humbug! Quit talking about me and find another something else to talk about." Oh,
Aw, thank you, Will. We missed everybody, but we were just having a day of it yesterday.
and I'm not even going to say it's the devil. It's just been, it was like about all of us in the Christian womanhood that we have on Facebook. That's how we get in touch with
Hmm.
each other. And oh my goodness, it was like something happened to everybody.
Right.
I mean, we had people that died and husbands that was hurt and tailbones that was broke and
Yeah. Life was just happening yesterday.
wasn't yet yeah yesterday and even Friday.
Yeah.
You guys, I did not like going live from my bed, but like I said, you never know. And oh, Kevin said he told me he was going to rattlesnake rodeo, and yes, I said that rattlesnake rodeo in Alabama. It's OPP, Alabama. You guys, if you Google it, you're gonna see. I forget who he said is going to be down there, and I just hope he and I are going to be down there. Yes, it's in March,
Yeah.
the end of March. I want us to spend the night and
Yes, I do, Amber. So since Darlene's feeling bad and laying in bed and wearing big blue, I figured I had to pick up the slack on the makeup thing.
ah,
Oh my goodness. Will said he got locked out of his work van while it was running yesterday morning. Yeah, life was happening to everybody yesterday.
oh
It's
no,
crazy. Good morning, Pearl Nini. Good morning to you. Good morning, Pearl Nini. Good morning to you.
Denise, is it in Opp, Alabama? Let me type that out. Um, because you know what? If if I have a phone with service, you guys, I'm just saying, you guys might see me do live from the rattlesnake rodeo. A lot of people might not even watch it because a lot of people got snake phobia, but I hope we get. Oh, I didn't know they had one there. The next when do they have one? What time of year? Because hey, Kevin, we traveled for that. Kevin would be like, "Yeah, we're going to that," because the biggest rattler I have ever seen live. It was as big as my fist, and that I mean, or bigger. And the
Oh my
guy
goodness.
had it and was holding it by its back of its neck.
Uh-huh.
I got some good pictures. I don't know where they're at. Look at Will. A lot of people ain't
Yeah.
Will.
I'm not a snake fan either, Will, but I still think that they are fascinating creatures, but I don't want to be near them in real life.
Oh yeah, he was letting people pet it, and I got some real good close-ups of it with his mouth open and with his fangs.
Oh my goodness.
He even bought me some rattlesnake, some rattler earrings. I'm telling you. Yeah, we do need
Hmm.
them for that. And see, I look, my other sister from another mister. She goes.
Hmm.
She goes. See there? Look,
Hmm.
I done got thinking about it. If I don't think my back's gonna hold up to walking around and stuff, mm-mm, I'll figure out somehow to take Mama's scooter.
Yes, and yeah, it sounds like everybody had a little bit of a rough start for the week, so let's all turn it around and hope that it gets better. I'll be right back.
Oh, Will,
Move a second.
you so silly, Will. Oh my goodness. No, because I'm gonna tell you, Sandy, I am not gonna go nowhere where they thinking that you can walk among the rattlesnakes and they're not gonna bite you. God gives us good sense about that.
Whew, I had to get a little munchy or something.
I know.
Something.
I'm munching on last night's chips from the Mexican restaurant. I'm trying to munch them easy so they won't make me sick. Look what Will said. Talking about me pulling out the snake print outfit.
Hmm.
Oh,
Sandy, as long as it's not that church that handles snakes, no.
Will, I have back issues, and I know when I'm wide open in the kitchen, we really don't talk about it. But Tracy, sometimes you'll see her say, "All right, darling, you need to cut it off," because, or Casey, my son, will come in there and he'll say, "Mom, you need to get up and move." But
Hmm.
I have a stool up under the table, and I'm constantly moving my feet. I have lower and all
Hmm.
kind of arthritis, and there's nothing they can do for it. But oh, taking care of my puppy, cleaning up after her for a few days, threw my back out, as they old people say. Threw my back out.
Yeah.
No, Lynn. Oh, her friend locked the keys in the car. Oh my goodness, and forgot her
And
wallet.
forgot her wallet.
So see, I'm telling you, that's why we say we have to pray over each other's channels.
Mhm.
Because if you pray over all the channels and over each person in the chat, those prayers go out to everybody, you know?
Sandy, why aren't you blue? I don't know, but I will make you blue.
I thought she wanted big blue.
Ugh, she wanted big blue. I don't know why you weren't blue. That's crazy.
Oh, Sandy, I do have a question. Now, do we send the money straight to Cricket? Is that how I do it? Sandy, I got tickled though before you got sick on that auction. They thought it was so funny because Cindy was like, now I don't know if Kevin Crawley is in. Have you ever bought from us before? I don't think we have your information.
That's
And
funny.
instead of saying that's Darlene Norgus's husband, Sandy and them said, that's Mama Fran's son. And I'm like, who am I? See, Sandy, I talked with her. And I was sitting on I was looking over his back at the phone. I don't know why we didn't break out the laptop, but I was looking at his phone and I said, look at them women trying to get that. I said, that didn't
Mhm.
even want it to start with until I bid on it. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Sonia.
Oh, Will said that was an exciting auction. I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, because Steven, I said, babe, we ain't got no money. And yeah, I was glad you was there too, and glad you are okay. But I was over his back. First of all, I didn't feel good, and then I was like, I was watching here and there, and I said, well, go ahead and bid on that. You
Mhm.
guys, then I done got up and was like, oh no, they didn't outbid me. Bid this. And I done got all up on the bed then. And I done start, I said, I am having a hot flash. I had to flash. I said, they best get off. Oh, I got
You were
tickled.
having a hot flash. That's my job.
Not when I wanted that. Sandy knew. Sandy knows I like copper, and that bracelet
Mhm.
was all intertwined,
Mm.
and then the antique Cindy's antique necklace, so pretty. Then I got tickled at the other women. You guys, when Cricket started pulling out all of her jewelry out of a little jewelry box, it was exciting to see the cat fight.
Mhm.
I ain't kidding. It was almost like a cat fight started going on.
Oh my goodness.
I have not I have not been in jewelry auctions like that in a long time. But it was fun.
Mhm. That's that's always seems to bring out a little bit more when they're doing auction and benefit for somebody. People, their kindness helps to open their purse strings a little bit. Little bit.
Mm. Sonia hurt her back when she was in her 20s.
Oh my goodness.
Sandy,
Sandy, it's not that. People love you and we care about you.
and just think if that wasn't going on, everybody wouldn't have known to call Kent. It's just
Mhm.
we love you, and I'm gonna send you that hat today because before you kick it, I want that hat.
Oh, darling, that's so funny.
I dreamed of that hat, Sandy, and that hat looked really good on me.
Sonia, by all means, please say if you would like to say what you need prayer for. We are more than happy to
Yes,
add that to the list. My goodness.
yes. I don't have a pen and paper in here, but
I
Tracy.
do.
All right. And then somebody if somebody will put it in the chat, Christian Woman
Mhm.
chat, or if you'll send it like to me, I'll write it in the pink thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Sandy, I really did dream about that hat, and it was like in that time era and time frame, and it's like I had to, um, I was dressed in the era of the hat, and it was. I dream, you guys. I have vivid dreams.
Mm-hmm. Sonia, though, really, I put you down on the prayer list to pray for you. But if you'd like to state a specific intention, please do. Life happens. We pray for when I go to mass and I kneel down and I pull out my list and I pray for all the people in the chat and I pray for all the prayer requests and um I'm more than willing to add that to the list.
Yes,
Be like Denise said, don't ever not ask for prayer. We care about everybody.
that is that's basically how God molded the channels. That's how He molded us together. Each one of us that's in here, we are molded together for a reason,
Exactly.
and we get silly, but it doesn't matter. Somebody throw out a prayer request, and we can write it down.
Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes we get silly, but for the most part, it's just a chat and care and check up on each other day on a daily basis. And sometimes we get a little silly and we get a little carried away, but for the most part, we're here because we all have faith in God and it gives us something to start our conversation with because we have something in common.
Yep. Like I said, God brought all of us together for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I like to see um, some of you guys go on you got in Sandy's, because Sandy's like a sister channel too. Uh, Tracy, we're all sister channels.
Mm-hmm. Sonia said the council is coming over on Thursday to decide if she gets to keep her animals. Absolutely. I'm writing that down right now, Sonia.
So yes, I'll write that one down again.
That is definitely. We'll be praying for you and your animals.
Drink the only coffee we have. It's Don Francisco's hazelnut. I'm
And I'm
allergic.
allergic.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Pronini, you're funny. Don't drink coffee you're allergic to?
Shoot. There, we've had to pray after before
Mm-hmm.
if things were in the chat that wasn't going right after we would close out, or I guess we need to start back doing more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you guys,
Good morning, Siosa. Good morning to you. Good morning, Siosa. Good morning to you. Yes, it is Fat Tuesday already.
good morning, Siosa.
My husband and I went to the grocery store last week and I didn't buy any tuna. And I had to go back and buy tuna last night because I realized, oh my gosh, after going to church on Sunday, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ash Wednesday. And Ryan is not a huge mac and cheese eater. He's not, he likes to say he's a landitarian, but he will eat tuna fish. But I doctor my tuna up. I do, yeah, you do need to get a puchki today. I put dill relish and a little onion and stuff like that in with the tuna, and then he likes that. But I had to get tuna for Lent because that's about the only thing gets us through Lent. Some tuna and some pasta.
I love now. The only way I like tuna is if it's made up in tuna salad, like you said. And
Yeah.
the best tuna salad sandwich I've seen in a long time was if you go on Calico Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she did a video of it. I think it said what you won't see in a restaurant, and she's showing making a no, it was egg salad. Yes, that's what it was. That was the
Mm-hmm.
best looking egg salad sandwich by the time she finished.
Yep, that's the kind of stuff that gets us through lunch. Egg salad sandwiches, tuna salad sandwiches, because they otherwise Rank doesn't like regular.
Oh,
Good morning to Todd. Good morning to you. Good morning to Todd. Good morning to you.
good morning, Todd. Good morning. For those of you that don't know who the Flipper Hustler is, Flippin' Hustler, you need to.
You do. You need to grab a hold of him.
He sends me songs. He'll sing a voice message to me, and it just brightens my day. I have a playlist that says Todd on it, and it's him singing. And I tell you what, so
Siosa says Jeremy maxed out on fish sticks when he started observing Lent. That's about the only fish my husband will eat is tuna fish. So I go like to the fish fries at church sometimes on Friday. My aunt and my mom like fish, so we will go sometimes together and go. But otherwise, yeah, if it's at home, I have to make pasta with no meat in the sauce or tuna salad sandwiches. That's about all I can make at home on those days. So
now is that because the pasta is unleavened or
no, it's just because it doesn't have any meat. We can have regular bread and stuff now. It's just you abstain from eating meat on Fridays during
so
Lent.
fish is different?
Fish is right,
Okay.
but no chicken or pork or beef or anything like that.
How in the world I end up sliding down, I have no idea. And last night, the puppy, I don't know. I couldn't get fixed last night for nothing. Kevin had that little heater going, Tracy.
Oh my goodness.
And then I'd get to sweat, and he said, "You're just having a hot flash." So the heater was coming this way.
Hmm.
You guys, it's a small heater that's on his desk, but it's tall. And then the vent is on my side of the bed, and I could tell because the curtains would be moving.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I
Yes,
just,
Will. McDonald's does usually have their fish fillets on sale. They'll have like a special price or 2 for 1 special or something like that
did not know
during
that.
Lent. Yep. And you'll notice a lot of other restaurants that have fish will do like unlimited fish or whatever during Lent on Fridays. All you can eat fish on Fridays because the churches around here, all the Catholic churches have fish fries. In fact, they have a competition every year over, they have competitions over which church has the best fish. No Name wants to come into our stream. Good morning.
Hi guys.
Oh, look.
Siosa, that's what I try to do. I don't I fast on Ash Wednesday, and on Fridays I fast from meat.
So is a candy bar considered fasting?
No. In
Oh.
fact, when on days of fasting, you cannot eat between meals. That's like a very specific thing.
No, if it is your meal.
Oh, if that is your meal. I guess if it's your meal, then it's all right. Because it doesn't have meat in it.
A candy bar? Really?
Yeah, I am bad about that, Sandy. Not eating all day and then eating something like that. Yeah. I just hardly ever get hungry during the day. It's weird. It's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sandy, I had a dream about that hat. Did you hear me saying it? Or I think you had walked the dog. But I was in the frame. What time frame is like that hat? Would
That
you
was the 20s,
see?
30s.
I had the dress that matched that hat. I'm just saying, I have very vivid dreams.
Huh.
Most dreams are like if they're scary dreams, like horror movies, they're okay. Um, but and then I have dreams like that. But you guys, this past weekend is the first time I ever had a bad dream about my dad since he's passed. Usually, I see my dad. He's walking because my dad had his leg amputated when after his stroke. So I always see him in full health and all that kind of stuff. But no, it was not a good dream with him and my mom in it. So
Oh my goodness.
I think I'm just worried too much about my daughter, you know, and
Hmm.
that's bringing up when I dream, that's just
Hmm.
weird family dreams. Oh, Todd, I'll never forget when Todd first came in Porch Church Network.
Hmm.
Popped on in there, and I think he sang there one time.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hold on. Sorry.
If you guys aren't on like Casey's mailing for the Porch Church Network, he puts prayer requests in it. Just make sure if you send him something, check your what is the other mail. Make sure it don't go to your spam mail. Sandy, you're better than me because you're dressed. I just have on big blue in my PJs. Big blue and
No, I'm not.
oh
I slept in this last night.
oh okay okay. You
Now
know,
you know.
well, my hair. Oh my goodness, Tracy saw it. It's a mess. Um, uh, Todd, I've been saying what you told me. I've been telling people stay in your own lane and be true to yourself. Is what you told me about my channel. So
Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've seen Flippin' Hustler.
I know,
How are
I
you doing? This is just Sandy, if you don't.
know. Oh, Todd's been around. He's got to know who you are, Sandy. But yes, I've been saying it. I tell other people that feel down about, say, the community or whatever, and they're hurt over one or the other. I said, look, I said, the best advice I got was stay in your own lane and stay true to yourself. Whether that lane is going, no matter what community, I'm still in my own lane. So when did you show the opal, Sandy? Did I miss the last part of it?
No, yesterday I inlaid an opal into a ring and then finished polishing it up.
I'll have to go back.
You want to see it? I'll
Yeah.
grab it for you because I like you. I got to show you guys the puppies anyway. The puppies come out of their little bed and into the big, let's see, what did I do with that ring? I don't know. I don't know what I did with it.
Yeah, Will. Whenever I say that, that's
here it is.
from the Hustler. Make her big. Oh man. Okay.
Okay. Let me
Make her
see.
big. Oh my goodness.
Let me turn this way. Okay. Figure out where the camera is.
Oh my goodness. Wrong one, Tracy. Oh my goodness. There we go. That is pretty. What size is that one, Sandy?
I don't know. I think it's about a 7.
And that's I love the way you made it one way on one side and another on the other side.
Yeah.
That is oh, and I just saw the flash of orange in it when you moved it.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Let me set this down.
Good morning, Ella. Tracy will sing to you in a minute. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to not get right up. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful. When are you going to auction that one off, Sandy?
Oh, it's already sold. It was sold without the stone in it. You could get whatever stone you wanted to in my shop for a certain price, and then if you wanted an opal, it was a little bit more. And Joe Sorensen wanted the opal.
Oh my
So we did that, but it's got green flashes in it and orange and yellow and red, and
it flashes beautiful.
just has a lot of color. So anyway, let me take you in and see if I can show you guys the puppies. I don't know. I don't have a camera to turn around, so we're going to have to.
So, Sandy, you got like in your shop, have you got like different styles of rings and then you can choose the stone?
Not really. I'm getting there, but let's see if I can show you guys.
Oh, look.
Can you see them?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they're in a. Let's see if I can show it.
Oh, my goodness. Look at them babies.
So we're gonna be having the puppy cam going.
Love you, Todd. Thank you so much for jumping in. Much love, Todd. Oh my goodness. They look at them wanting their
Those puppies are so stinking cute.
Look at them. They're wanting their mama.
Aww.
They're saying they want love.
Good morning to Ella. Good morning to you. Good morning to Ella. Good morning to you. Those puppies are so adorable, Sandy. That ring is beautiful too, by the way. I was
Thank you.
checking it out.
Yeah.
See, Darlene, you can't leave me in control of this thing because I can't figure out how to make things do what I want it to do.
Oh.
All you have to do is gray box on whoever you want big.
Oh, click the gray box on whoever you want big.
Up at the corner of their picture.
Uh-huh.
Just click on that.
Yeah, it's in the right-hand side up at the top. I mean, left-hand side at the top.
Left-hand side up at the top. It's a little gray box. Just click on that and that'll put them all across the screen.
Just don't
Okay.
accidentally do me.
Well, I was just trying to. Oy vey. All right. I'm still incompetent, but I'll get there one of these days.
Let's see.
You guys, they did weigh my baby. Yeah, they weighed her after she'd been sick for about 3 days. She weighed 48 pounds and she was dehydrated. So I think she picked up about 5 pounds now. I had to feed her chicken and rice. Like,
Good.
I fixed the whole thing of rice because I like rice, and they told me get canned chicken breast,
Mm-hmm.
not oil, nothing oily. And now I know when we eat chicken and rice, she's going to attack us. So I finished up the rest of the rice I put over her food today, and it's like her and the cat both wanted it. So,
No.
so much for not feeding her human food.
Yeah, exactly.
But what made me think of it was how the puppy gets around your shoulders, Sam. Bailey does me that way. She's big. And when we took her to the vet Friday, me and Casey, he went in to see which way we need to take her in because sometimes if they think a dog might have something that's contagious, they'll bring them in the back way. Well, I got her out to let her use bathroom out of the car. Well, when I did, she is so spooky about getting in and out of a car. You have to, Casey has to pick her up, and put her in the car. I was trying to get her out, and she headbutted me across my face. I mean, her face just bammed, hit me,
Oh my goodness.
and so that's another thing. Had to wrestle with her some, taking her to the doctor, and it was just
And that's hard on your back too.
Mm-hmm.
so. And then if I go to the restroom, she's in my spot, and she don't want to move and won't move, so I have to try to get in the bed which way I can with those Samuel L. Jackson eyes, like.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, 50 pounds is 50, and when it's just dead weight and you trying to move them, you just,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, I just get in here, tuck my blanket around my back, and hang on.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to try to hang on to her, not fall off the bed. And that's not good for back.
So what did the vet say?
Oh no, Darlene B. Yeah. I don't think so. So she has hookworms. And really it looked like parvo. So they checked her for parvo. And so it was hookworm. And they're really vicious.
Yeah.
And it was quite a bit of money to do everything that needed to be done. Her checkup, then check for heartworms. I prayed about the test. I said, Lord, please don't let my baby have heartworms. So
I bet you that was a $200 vet bill.
no, more than that
Wow.
for everything. It was double that. But this is how I have to say we were. All right, Sonia,
Good night, Sonia.
love you. Um, they have a new thing now, and Tracy said her son does it. It's like a credit card, just to go the money to go straight to the vet. You type in the vet's name, the dog's name, and so the rest of the bill on Saturday when we took her back for everything, Stephen had to draw out of the credit union. So we were
Mhm.
able to set up payments through this company. It's called, oh, I forget the name of it. You don't know either, do you, Tracy?
No,
But for in the vet. So
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
hey, that right there was great. So what little bit that was left out of um, is a credit. So when we take her back in, I think 2 weeks for another checkup, like to recheck, then it will already, we ain't got to worry about it. So that's a pretty cool thing because we'll have it handy if something else happens.
hmm
Oh, and all I could do was sit there. Oh,
Good morning to Kelly. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kelly. Good morning to you.
Callie, I'm still talking about that sandwich that you made. She did a video of making a sandwich, uh,
hmm
Sandy, and oh my goodness, you just cannot think of egg salad the same after you watch her video. I mean, oh my goodness.
I don't know why I am having trouble hearing you.
Hearing me or Tracy?
You.
Can you hear me, Tracy?
I can hear you, but you are a little bit quieter than you normally are,
Because I'm in the burn, not in the kitchen.
probably.
Yeah.
Are you on your laptop?
Laptop.
Is it flat against the bed? The bottom of it, is it flat against the bed?
Um, it's against, I mean, it's facing the wall.
But I
Behind.
mean, it's laying on the bed. Prop it up just a little bit because the mic is on the corner of the laptop underneath.
That's right. All right. Can you hear me better?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
there you go.
All right. I always put the laptop um on a wooden uh case because I tell Kevin don't lay it on the bed because it's got to breathe.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Well,
don't.
most people don't know that on the left-hand corner underneath is where the mic is. So if
hmm
you got it laying on the bed, it sounds kind of muffled.
I had to mute. Yeah.
Good morning, Andar. Good morning to you. Good morning, Andar. Good morning to you.
Hi, Ann. So this is my week to catch up on all of the stuff that I've been promising people. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, it seems like when I plan on getting a certain amount of things done, that's when life happens and things just don't work out the way I want them to. You know? Like
Well,
I'm gonna organize this cupboard or I'm gonna clean out this closet today, and yeah, that doesn't happen.
well, I'm not gonna push myself as much as I have been.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Hopefully, catch up on my rest.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't been sleeping very good. My husband was tossing and turning with his tooth when he had the tooth issue and got that taken care of, and then fell down and got hurt at work, and now his leg is hurting him, and so he couldn't get comfortable. And I'm like, when I start tossing and turning because of pain, I will get up and go in the other room
Right.
to not wake him up. But he doesn't think about that.
Guys
think
don't think about that.
no, he does. It's exactly. He's like, I got to go to work. I got to sleep. Well, you're not sleeping. That's half the problem. But oh well.
Yeah.
I always try to leave and let him sleep because he has to get up and go to work. That's part of it.
Right.
But it's like, my goodness, your tossing and turning has been keeping me awake for a week straight now. I'd really like to get some rest myself.
Yeah.
Aw. Denise. I'm feeling for you, Denise. I've been praying for both you and Alvin because I know that you have extra work to do with Alvin needing you right now. But you got it to make sure you're taking care of yourself too whenever you can, for sure.
I can't believe how well Alvin is doing.
I know.
Wow. Because I thought he was going to be in the hospital a lot longer and then not be able to get up. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just great.
Yeah, well, I used to wonder when I was a kid, my grandparents had separate rooms. They had my grandma's room and my grandpa's room when I was growing up. And I always thought, why do they have separate rooms? And now that I've been married for 31 years, I know why they had separate rooms.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just easier to sleep by yourself than to sleep with somebody else who's not sleeping well.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy moly. Yeah, Pearl Nini, we need to definitely pray for Alvin, but we need to pray for Denise too, because she's been burning the candle at both ends trying to take care of Alvin, and she's in pain herself and needs some relief. Darlene B said her parents had twin beds. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I wouldn't have to fight for the blankets or part of the bed or worrying about his tossing and turning, keeping me awake. That would be a lot of good things for separate beds for sure. Good morning to John. Good morning to you. Good morning to John. Good morning to you.
Hi, John.
That's
How are
funny.
you doing?
Good morning, no name.
Darlene hasn't even seen it yet.
She hasn't.
No.
That's funny. And I even
I
said,
came,
oh, no name is here.
I came in Friday with it like that.
Mm-hmm.
There she is.
Yay! John is in.
Bailey, hey John, Bailey is in trouble. I put her tail in her bed.
What
Tracy,
did
you
she
knew
do?
I took her out.
Did she have to go to jail?
She's in jail. It's not for her comfort. It is because she's in trouble. Because Tracy knows I took her out before I started. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the cup that reflects how I feel right now towards Bailey.
Aw.
That's
There you go.
you guys. That's the cup that Lois,
Hold it up again. I figured out how to do it now. Look.
that Louise sent. Well, all right, do it again. This is the cup Louise sent to Casey
Aw.
when she sent me all the stuff that she did. She sent this to Casey.
That's
Cool.
cute.
Oh my,
Look, I figured it out. I'm so proud of myself. It scared myself.
yeah,
I
just
kept
don't do me
thinking
again.
that you guys were talking about the little gray box in the picture up on the left-hand corner. I was thinking on the picture, like in the main screen, not down below. See, I was like
Oh,
I
okay.
was thinking too hard. I'm like, I don't see a little gray box, but duh.
Yeah, talking about scared. Just don't do me full again.
All right. I just had to show you I figured it out. I was so proud of myself.
I'd clap, but I'd end up with
Coffee in your lap?
all over the piano. You
Yeah.
guys, this headboard behind me, that's the piano. That was the piano that was given to Mama's mama.
Oh,
So
goodness.
it has been. It's more than an antique, girl. This piano is old. And when we wanted to move our bed around, I pushed our bed piano, and that's our.
There you go.
And then the stool I had used to have at the foot of the bed. The
Mhm.
what did yeah the piano. It's a
Piano
bench,
bench.
and Casey has that in his room.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So Kevin
I,
can sing you sweet nothings at night.
oh look, I ain't worried about no sweet nothings. Look, I got so tickled. I had to step out, and I done typed in something, and I put WIW, and of course nobody knew. Something Sandy's gonna know what it is, and I told he got to laughing. I said, "She'll know it's me." So yes,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Kevin does
but
that now.
I played it up that it was Kevin because all of the girls were enjoying him bidding. So
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet they were.
he
yeah,
trimmed up his beard. Woo-hoo.
wow. No,
He sure.
Tracy, I was sitting there going, "Come on, Kevin, pull the trigger, pull the trigger."
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, the girls are probably excited about it, thinking Kevin was actually buying stuff for Darlene, so that made them.
Hey, hey,
He still would have
hey,
it,
hey.
because he's the one that pointed out what was there, and I said, "Well, let me see." And I leaned over,
Hmm.
and I seen that bracelet. I said, "Ooh." He says, "You like that?" I
Well,
said, "Yeah,"
and I thought of you when it came up too.
Hmm.
because you even said Darlene loves her copper. I
Hmm.
don't know. Um, I'm not much of a shiny silver. I just that's why
Well, and
sometimes.
then Cindy said, "Well, it's spelled Kevin." I said, "Yes, but it's pronounced Kevin."
Right.
She goes, "But it's spelled Kevin." Yes, but they pronounce it Kevin, so I call him Kevin.
Right.
It is what did Mama say? An Irish. It's a name. I've only known one other person that pronounced it that way. It was a little boy that got lost in Atlanta, and they said they pronounced it Kevin. And so, anyway, that's the only time I've ever heard it. But I think it is a Irish name or something. I
Yeah.
forget. But who's to say that everybody's pronouncing it wrong? Everybody else.
True.
Yeah, she went round and round with me for a while, and I said, "It's Mama's son." She pronounces it Kevin.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Who am I
Instead
to change his name?
Instead of
exactly.
Darlene's husband, Norgus's husband, it was that's Mama's son. And I'm like, okay.
Well, he was Mama's son first
And
before
Casey,
he was your husband.
yeah. But look, Casey was a junior, you guys. So one school he went by Kevin. The other school that he was in, he went by Casey. And he a couple years ago he did a formal name change. I cried.
You did?
I cried. So now it's just Casey, Crawley. It's nothing, no middle name, no nothing. I'm like, and I cried. So he's worried about what his dad was going to say. And, Mama wasn't upset about it. I'm like, so when he come in and told his dad said, well, son, that's what everybody knows you by. And I was crying when he was telling his dad. And I'm like, really? Am I the only one that this hurts? And somebody else said, oh, what is it? I thought that was his name. I'm like, I just, you guys just forget about it. Just forget about it.
Too
So he
funny.
was a junior. He was a junior. And
I'm thankful that my Jimmy goes by Jimmy because we named him James with the intention of always calling him Jimmy, and we called him Jimmy from birth. But we fully expected him to at some point in time say, you can call me Jim or James, but he still goes by Jimmy. Even all of his friends and everything call him Jimmy. So I'm thankful for that because that's
and
why we named him James.
somebody said, well, why did Casey come in? I said, my other family, I call him my other mother, was his babysitter at 6 weeks. And she called like the K and the C. And
Mm-hmm.
undoubtedly that's how I'm like, what did we call him? But I guess we called him Bubba. And I said that one day. I said, Bub or Bubba. He said, Mom, please don't call me that. I said, what? This morning you called me Bubba in front of everybody. So you guys will hear me sometime.
Denise, I
Casey.
did not know that that's not your first name. Denise said she's always gone by her middle name, Denise, but her French teacher would not call her Denise. She would call her by her first name. I did not know that you had a different name, Denise. See, the things we learn.
I know. What's your first name, if you don't mind me asking? I thought,
Well, I changed my name when I was in high school.
Did you?
your complete name,
Hmm.
like Casey did. But I think Casey was a junior, and I passed his dad's name on to him. And I think maybe moms feel different
Yeah.
about naming a child. So I don't know. I don't know.
Denise's first name is Sharon, and she only got called that if she was in trouble. That's exactly it with my Jimmy. The only time he got called anything but Jimmy was when he was in trouble. When he's in trouble, I call him James Aaron, but otherwise he's just Jimmy.
Uh, interest Casey. I called him Bubba.
You're
But
kind of muffled again, Darlene.
that's
But there you go. That's better. Oh,
all this bedding. It might be Big Blue, but I'm not taking Big Blue off because
uh,
I would not be appropriate.
I was going to say, I don't know if we want you to take Big Blue off at this point, darling. Good morning, Gianna. Good morning to you. Good morning, Gianna. Good morning to you.
Good
Hi,
morning,
Jean.
Gianna.
You know that's my adopted daughter, right? That Greg, her husband, and her, they adopted me also.
Did they? I didn't know that they adopted you also. I knew that Lily is your adopted granddaughter.
And all of the siblings adopted me as their grandmother.
Aw.
And then Greg and Gianna, when we were in Tucson, adopted me. So they call me mom.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
So now I have a whole family.
Yeah.
I like to literally say grandma,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and she says it so proper. Grandma.
Yeah. It is. I love that because it is kind of, you went from an only child to a mom and a grandma to a big family.
Yes, I have a big family now.
Uh, Gianna, I come across a card she gave me. I don't throw cards away, but the one she sent, and she put in there that we were sisters, me and Mama, that walked the, what is it, the red road,
Hmm.
Hmm.
that we walked the red road with her. And oh my goodness, you guys, reading that, um, it just does make you feel something special because you take on the heritage of what started here because the Indians were the first people here,
Hmm.
and for any of them to, I guess you would say, like you said, kind of adopt you in to their journey, it means something to me.
Yeah. My grandfather was Indian. My dad's dad was half Indian. His mother, my great grandma, was full blooded Indian. And aw, see now they're that's so nice. They're proud to have a wonderful woman in our lives to call mom. Exactly, Gianna. But you are my idol, Gianna, because I do have Indian blood in me, and I do look up to you because you are so proud of your heritage and you carry on things, the art of the Indian people and your heritage, and you have talked about it, and it makes me very proud to know that I know somebody who is carrying on the heritage because I didn't grow up with my dad, didn't grow up with that heritage. I wish I would have. I wish I would knew more about it when I was younger.
I knew my grandmama said she was, and only one of my uncles, because my grandmama had like 9 kids,
Hmm.
but her oldest son, I could really see whatever part Indian in him, but the rest of them not. But then when the youngest, with her oldest daughter, I mean, she's the one that come on Facebook the other day, and I said she's like a vampire. Casey calls her a vampire. She never changes. That girl's got the best skin and the best features, and she's got that long black hair.
Hmm.
She's she's beautiful. So she got the
That's where that's where my big lips come from when we were talking about my lips earlier today. That's where my lips come from, is my Indian heritage. My grandpa had these lips and my dad had these lips and I have these lips. Good morning, Eli family, 1983. Good morning, Eli family, 1983.
good morning, Eli. You guys, we were talking about Tracy's lips when she was outside this morning. She said, "Well, I'll gladly give you some of them." I said, "Good." Then I'd stick them to the wall with the
With it.
tack, and people, oh, and my
Yeah.
sister-in-law would come in and she'd look at that and she'd go to ask even, "What is?" Never mind. I'm not even going to ask.
I could give up half my lips and still have decent sized lips. I had, which now my oldest son, Benjamin, inherited my lips. And when he was growing up and he would mumble, I would say, "You need to take control of those lips." And I know it can be done because I have the same lips. You don't have to mumble, you can pronounce things correctly.
Well, just think, there's women that pay a lot of money to have well, they don't get nowhere near that. They just mess up their face.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Aw.
Gianna, I've got to brush out mine and
I'm
get in the
gonna
shower.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna put my Indian name and then I'll come back in.
Okay.
Okay, Tracy?
And then come back. Okay.
Okay, but I got a
Yeah.
question. Where is your oxygen?
Right here.
Mom eyes are looking at you like, okay. Put your
All right.
name in and
All
your
right.
oxygen on. Just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, Kelly, that's just it. That when I was young, there was a boy in my class growing up that used to call me banana lips. And I was so embarrassed of my big lips when I was little. But then when I grew up, that, like you said, that became a thing where people were doing lip injections and all that kind of stuff, fillers and things. And I was like, oh, I got that naturally. So then it was like, yay, I have big lips just to start with. I don't have to overdraw my lips.
Oh, Denise.
Ah, Denise, that's funny.
Now mine show up when I have lipstick on, and I used to be embarrassed of the thing in the middle.
The Cupid's
Um,
bow?
yeah, I used to be embarrassed of that because I was like, no. And then come find out, Casey said, no, Mom, that's what people want. People
That's
would draw,
desirable.
yeah, he
Yeah.
said people would draw that in. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
like you guys, this is what my husband woke up to. I'm just saying. Bless him. I didn't even feel like sending him to the door. I usually see him out, and I did not feel like it.
Tavri pa. How do you say it?
Tavri
Tavri
Pai Gagu.
gagu. Tavri pa gagu.
I think that's pretty close at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody has been asking me about it, so I thought I'd stick it in there this morning.
You know, a lot of people complain that they're not getting their fair, shake um, in America. They say all kind of things, and I'm like, you know, we are all interlopers. I said the Native Americans were here first.
Mm-hmm.
Were the interlopers, and a girl that was friends with us. Her daughter said, "But they have it easy. They have all this money." I said, "Excuse me." I said, "I don't know where you get your information from." She should have known better. She's 16, 15. I said, "But you need to really read up
Mm-hmm.
and do your research."
Yeah, the white man came in and we shoved them all into little areas, called them reservations, but they weren't the most desirable pieces of land at the time.
And I still don't think it is. And I've
No.
been saying that even before I met you, Gianna. I've told people the only people that were done so bad here were the Native American Indians. It was awful.
We broke every treaty with them that we ever made.
Right.
And
That's
even
exactly it. The white man made all these treaties, but then never kept their part of the agreement ever.
no, it was greed.
And they absolutely abused and belittled the people who were native to this area.
And then anybody that was part Native American back in after that, they weren't looked at favorably. Now we're at the age that we want to know our heritage.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how far back it goes, we want to know. I want to know my nanny's part. Um, because my mom has some of it too. You know,
Mhm.
oh, I could see it in her.
Well, I've got the kit for that. What is it? Ancestry.
Mhm.
I just need to do it and send it in and see.
How much is that, Sandy, to do that? I was wondering about that.
I think I got it for half price, and that was $50.
Yeah, so to say, if you watch, they go on sale fairly regularly.
I would like to get one for me and my two sisters.
Well, it's just because I was adopted, so I don't know.
You don't know what your real heritage is.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
See, that's part of what I miss about my grandmom. Um, I miss her stories.
Mhm.
And I would sit and listen. Kids don't listen to the stories anymore. Um,
Right.
but like the girls at work used to laugh and said that she said she needed my stories, and I didn't know what she meant. I'm just silly. But I remember so much of what my grandmother told me, and my grandkids aren't going to remember anything my mom said because
Mhm.
most of it was ugly, you know.
Mhm.
Except my granddaughter, she'll say, because when we called her for her birthday, I brought the phone in here and let her talk to Papa, and I heard her squeal. I heard when she heard Kevin say, "Well, hey, girl," she just squealed Papa in the phone.
Mhm.
Now I took it back there and let Mama talk to her because anybody that knows Mama knows that it hurts her heart that she's only got to be around two great grandkids, and that was my grandkids.
Right.
And so she talked to Mama, and Mama said, "You know who I am?" And so Abriana knows Mama and the other Mama that don't like me, is what she said.
Aw,
The mean Mama that don't like me.
that's sad.
It is, but I mean, she's right. Um, but then I almost hung up, and Casey come to the door. He said, "Excuse me." So I gave the phone to him, and he said, "You know who this is?" And she squealed, "Casey!" And oh, but he lit up, you guys. His face.
Aw.
Well, I just love it when G starts talking about, her heritage and the traditions and that. I just feel such a
Mhm.
connection to that. It's really cool.
Exactly. It's the most, some of the most fascinating things that I've heard in a long time when I hear, like when she was showing, I think that was on your channel that one day she was showing a book about the Native American silversmiths and artists from,
Yeah,
yeah, that was just so fascinating. The stuff that, and to learn that they worked so hard for so very little,
yeah.
it's
And
sad.
I need to finish that bracelet that I started in the traditional way. We've got it about half done, but it's all
Hmm.
forged. It started out as a round rod.
Hmm.
Now I'm turning it into a bracelet by just hitting it with a hammer.
Hmm.
And just to show everybody how much work it took to take it from the state that it was when the
Hmm.
natives got it, and then, to make it into a bracelet, how much energy went into that.
Right.
So,
I'm amazed watching Gianna do beading. I could not do beading.
And the stuff she makes is just so beautiful.
Now I know when her hands swelled, um, and her hands hurt, nobody could really understand that until, no matter what your age, if you have arthritis and your hands hurt,
Hmm.
um,
and I think one
and
of
then
the
you,
boy, I know Lily wants to learn how to silversmith, but I think one of the boys want to learn also. Is it Mr. Wilson that wants to learn G? And that excites me that I can pass this down to somebody.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be very cool.
that
Exactly.
really excites me.
And that's what got Mama started in her Toby.
Toby wants to learn.
Okay.
That was reason Mama started, I think, liking the what are they called? Somebody help me. Dream catchers.
Yeah.
Because she's always loved to try to get in touch with um, that side of her family in her. And it just comes so natural. I couldn't do it. All I can do is help her with the colors. She'll say, "Does this look right?" And I'll say, "Well, not with this. This looks more orange than it does red." So, I mean, she and I can do that.
Denise said that she has a copy of a cookbook she wrote that her grandmother wrote with a letter in the front. And throughout the book, she wrote who liked it and why. And, I have a cookbook. I used to call my grandmother when I was first married, and I would say, I have this roast and it's 2 pounds, and how long and at what temperature do I cook it? So she made me a cookbook with family recipes, all handwritten on index cards. And now that she's been gone, I treasure that book, which I treasured it before, but it's even more important to me now. And my son, Jimmy, and I have talked about it because it means something to Jimmy too, that Jimmy wants that book when I die because it's handwritten by grandma. Then that's his great grandma, but it's just the traditions that she passed down by doing that are just, you can't replace that if it's lost. Oh, Gianna said that Toby also makes dream catchers. Aw.
Bushy Bear brought Mama some, and they turn, they look real good. She's used a couple of them, but she brought her about 4.
Wow, Toby makes it with a fresh branch. Bends it around and makes that is cool.
Yeah.
My daughter used to call me when she did start cooking. She would say, "Mom, I'm making this such and such. What temperature do I put it on?" I said, "I don't know. I start everything I cook at 400." And she said, "Well, how long should I cook it?" I said, "I don't know. You open it and poke at it and see if it's done. If it's not, you put it back in there." I cook by scratch. I don't time stuff.
I had to know about how long things were going to take because when I first started cooking meals from scratch, shall we say, I had the most difficult time getting things to be all done at the same time or near the same time even. It was a crazy thing. So that was something that took me a lot of years to get down, how long do I wait before I start. You can't throw a roast in the oven and start the potatoes and vegetable at the same time. That doesn't work out so well.
Yeah.
Even my black eyed peas didn't get done yesterday. I sat in there, and this is something dried black eyed peas, dried beans. I just wonder if the younger generation knows that you're supposed to look through them
I don't
because
know.
they have
I
raw.
sort mine still.
Yeah, my mom and my grandmother taught me how to. But if the younger generation just washes them and throws them in there, they're going to have rocks and weird things in there. The ones that I did yesterday, in the bottom of a small bag, that much of that small bag was bits, pieces, and stuff I couldn't use. Yeah, and another thing, Gianna, Kevin will say, How long is it going to take to wash my clothes? I don't know. But now I know because the washer tells me and the dryer tells me.
Mhm.
Okay, it'll be 34 minutes and your clothes will be dry. So I've never went by anything. Now I like putting everything in crock pots so that way I'm not having to stand up
Mhm.
to do everything. But even the black eyed peas didn't get done and I wasn't feeling good. So Casey said, Mom, we can just do takeout. I said, good. Like you go down to the creek and
Mhm.
get a stick. Gianna,
Yeah, exactly.
when I first had my daughter, we really didn't have the money for the Pampers or whatever, and I would wash out her diapers by hand and hang them up in the bathroom so they dry. And
Mhm.
I don't know how these people, how their hands did way back when, but it would always make my fingers kind of red across that part
Mhm.
by me scrubbing them.
Mhm.
Is Casey having porch church today?
I don't think today. I know Monday. He didn't yesterday because it was just all up in the air yesterday. But I know he will tomorrow. As
I'm
far
just figuring what time to go on this morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I haven't seen a pop up anywhere. Usually we see a pop up
Mhm.
on Facebook for Port Church, or if somebody could just look.
I can
But
look.
I,
if you're going to go live,
I'm,
Sandy, I'll lay in here and listen to you.
I am going to make Mary Pelter's opal ring today.
Good. Oh, I know you probably told me, but now, didn't you say the money I send straight to Cricket, don't I?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Friends and family by PayPal. Okay.
yes. Please, thank you. I still need to find out from her how much her internet is so that we can get that going.
You people that don't know the community, they really don't realize what a loving bunch of people
Mhm.
that we have, and people that come from all different things. It's not just jewelry, it's all different people. You
Mhm.
know, it's been wonderful. Been a wonderful thing for me. And it won't be long. I'm going to do a thing. I want to do a video on not kind of not that YouTube saved my life. It's just what it how things work for the good, if that makes any sense. I want to do a video on that. But
Well,
if we
I think YouTube probably saved my life too. Um, because I was laying in bed probably 23 hours a day. And then, through a lot of God's moving, I started, making jewelry on YouTube, and it's gotten me up and wanting to have a day. And so
and
it's probably maybe not saved my life, but it saved my quality of life.
yeah, and there's a difference between me being in here and I don't like laying in bed, but I just could not sit up in that chair today, that hard chair.
Yeah.
Usually I can, but past couple of days I just Good morning, Anne. Welcome. Good morning.
Okay, G, thank you. That would be great. Um, I've asked Cindy, and she kept saying, but Cindy is so busy, guys. I mean, she works about a 60-hour work week, and then she does the jewelry on top of it. I don't know how she does it. She
Yeah,
just,
I was wondering if she's still working full time.
yeah, yeah, and she works more than full time. She works about 60 hours a week. So,
Good morning to Ann. Good morning to you. Good morning to Ann. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and again, good morning. Well, that's like Joe. Joe works. I don't. She does different things, and she still does her jewelry. And she, um, I like what she did about divorce. She's afraid that it would offend somebody, but I don't think it was offensive. The grief and divorce and how children grieve. You know,
Hmm.
hmm
I listened to it yesterday while I was cooking. I didn't cook, but while I was in there picking my peas, and I didn't hear not one thing that was offensive. And if somebody's offended by it, well, they're on the wrong channel. Just like what you did for me, Sandy, when somebody was negative, you just said, hey, there's a lot of other channels out there, you know?
Exactly.
that's it. Don't if you don't like what you're hearing, change the channel. Don't try to change the channel.
Right. Exactly.
Don't try to change what you're hearing off of a certain channel.
Just
Just
change the channel.
go to another channel.
But,
Hmm.
I appreciate what she's doing. And it takes a lot to sit there and say something when you're just not talking to a chat or,
Hmm.
it's different. It's different.
Darlene, I hope you know that I will always defend you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you love me special.
I got your back, darling. And in fact, all of you guys out there, I got your back.
I was just gonna say, I'm not worried that you wouldn't have my back, because that's just the type of person you are.
I got y'all. So,
And there have been a lot of channels come under attack. And if I'm in the chat, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'll start praying. You know, and knows how some people, especially men, if they have a channel, oh my goodness, you know, it's they have a lot to come against them.
no, I just come out swinging.
Hmm.
I pray. I start praying. I just,
You
I,
pray, and I'll come out swinging.
yeah, you can. Next time I'll send you a message. Hey, jump in so and so's channel. They're being attacked. I
Please
mean,
do.
Hmm.
um, but thank you, Callie. See, you're in all that snow. There's no way I could get out there and walk in all that snow because if I fell down, I couldn't bounce up like you. But we love you, Callie.
Bye, Kelly. Thanks for stopping in.
But yes, there was a couple channels. One guy just put his business out there. Somebody kept trying to make comments, and he was like Casey. Okay, here's my dirty laundry. Now I'm going to get on with reading these scriptures. You know,
Hmm.
um, I think last time he was on, he was under attack, but Casey's always just given what full discretion. He says it, and that's how another person. He just had to put. He just put it out there, and it was hard to hear, not because of him, but because somebody made him feel the need to put his personal life out there.
Mhm.
And now he's just right back on his show, and that's why I started praying real hard for a couple of the shows that mean a lot to me outside of ours, you know.
Mhm.
And Sandy, I told Four Speed, I said, and Sandy is our sister channel. You know, we're all connected.
Mhm.
So I told him, I said, well, I'm so glad to see you on Sandy's channel too. And then what, during the spend the night or the pajama party New Year's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I do. I like to see people support one another.
Good morning, Anne.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. Okay. I got to
Yeah.
do it, Tracy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to probably shut this down, give Sandy a chance to do a few things before she needs to get on and get some things done. And you're definitely, I'm sure your back has been in one position for way too long, Darlene. So we are gonna sign off for today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you
Love
all.
you.
Bye, guys.